Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and this is the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, the music podcast on where I interview singers and musicians from genres of black music: gospel, jazz, blues, old school classic soul, old school hip hop, today's hip hop and R&B, Caribbean, Latin, Afrobeat, Afro-Latina, blue-eyed soul, disco, go-go, line dances, and the Lost 45s. So come with me as I take you on to a trip to the destination genre of black music right now on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Legal Shield is a proud sponsor of the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Have you been involved in any types of accidents? Have you been a victim of identity theft? Have you been a victim of a computer fraud scam? Have you been in disputes with your tenants or landlords? If your loved one dies and they didn't write up a will for you or for your family, or you and your spouse are filing for divorce, or if you need help by opening up your small business, give Legal Shield a try. Visit their website at LegalShield.com and tell them you heard it here on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Do it today. You'll be glad you did. Welcome to the Black Soul Music Experience. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and I have a special guest on my show. This lady that I'm about to introduce was born in the NYC and now lives in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a singer, songwriter, and producer. She is also an actress who had appeared in a couple of independent movies as well as off-Broadway plays and stage plays in the NYC and at her LP, A Brand New Day, Journey to Love, and her new single, Do Unto Lovers, is now available on iTunes, and I got a chance to check out the music video, Do Unto Lovers, which is available right now on YouTube. So please help me welcome to the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tawana Lael. Hi Tawana, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you? Welcome to my podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here and to interview you. As you know, I'm from the NYC, born and bred, born in the village of Harlem in New York City, home
Okay.
of the world famous Apollo Theater and the Studio Museum in Harlem, and then later raised and moved to the Boogie Down Bronx, New York, the birth of hip hop. So
Yes.
I've
Thank
always,
you for
even though
having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So, as always, America doesn't know who you are, the world doesn't know who you are. So, I'm very delighted to interview you on my show. So, let's begin, shall we? Now, as I mentioned in the intro, you're originally from the NYC. What borough were
Yes.
you from the NYC? Was it the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens or Manhattan or
It was
Staten
Brooklyn. I
Island?
was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Okay, let me take a guess. What section? Is it Bed-Stuy?
Well, I lived in East New York, but I spent a lot of time in Bed-Stuy. A lot of
Okay.
time. My grandparents lived in Bed-Stuy. My extended family lived there, so I spent most of my summers there.
Okay, because every time I go out on Friday nights, I be surrounded by Brooklynites a lot. Yeah, so I had to ask. Now, were your parents in the music industry or did they had 9 to 5 day jobs?
They had 9 to 5 day jobs. My mother was a legal secretary, and my dad worked in the airline industry.
And which high school did you go to?
I went to a high school called Julia Richmond, and they had a program in there called Talented Unlimited. So I was part of that first group of Talented Unlimited.
And which college did you go to?
I went to NYU, New York University, and I studied organizational behavior management there.
Was that your major in college?
Yes, organizational behavior management. It's really
Now,
like a human resource.
okay. Now, who did you want to be when you grow up?
I've always wanted to be an artist. That's always been a part of who I am. I started off dancing. I was a dancer first. And then I gravitated into singing when I joined the choir in church, the Junior Celestial Choir at Greater Free Gift Baptist Church in Brooklyn. When I joined the choir, I wanted to sing, and then when I went to high school, I was in a musical theater program, and so I began to do all three: sing, dance, and act. But I've always wanted to be an artist.
Now, how old were you when you started singing and writing songs and acting?
Uh, I think I was 12 when I started singing and writing songs, about 12. I sang around the house, but really seriously thinking about singing was about, I would say, maybe 11 years old.
Was being a singer and songwriter and acting your calling?
I believe it's my calling. I became a teenage mom when I was 18, so I needed to work. So I became a New York City police officer, but never gave up on my dreams. Kept moving forward towards what I knew that God had called me to do.
Now, growing up, who were some of your favorite singers?
Ooh, that's easy. Stephanie Mills is number one for me. I absolutely adored her. I saw her in a Broadway play, The Wiz, when I was like 7 years old, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. Stephanie Mills, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston, Regina Bell, all the greats. They're all great artists.
And who were your musical influences that had inspired you to sing?
All of those women that I just talked about. Stephanie Mills was number one on that list.
Now, how would you describe your sound as I mentioned those songs and LPs that I've just mentioned? How would you describe your sound?
I would say soulful R&B with some gospel undertones because of my upbringing, but soulful R&B, I would say.
When you mentioned gospel, I was thinking about some of the singers have started out in the church. I can name them: Aretha
Yes.
Franklin, David Ruffin, Marvin Gaye,
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, Denise Williams, Teddy Pendergrass.
Luther
Just to
Vandross.
name,
Yeah.
yes, just to name a few. They all got their foundation when they started in
From
the
church.
church, and that went on to superstardom.
Absolutely.
Now, what made you move from the NYC to the ATL?
Cost of living at the time, and Atlanta was becoming the new, what they said, Hollywood, the new Hollywood. Everything was happening here. The music scene was here. The entertainment world had grew here tremendously. So I decided to move here and put my hat in the pot.
Well, I've been to the ATL twice. Back in 2010 for my Wilson Dix family reunion. I got a chance to see some of the area of Atlanta, but not all of it. And I didn't go back down there until 2013, Labor Day weekend, for my Middleton family reunion. We got a chance to see some of the whole city of Atlanta, including the tombstone of Martin and Coretta and the King Center. So I got a chance to see the whole entire city of Atlanta. Now, let's talk about your LP or CD, Journey to Love, which includes the title song. And it has received 5,000 spins on the internet, satellite, and terrestrial stations. Please share with our audience on what that song and the entire album is about.
Well, it's probably more spins by now. That was a couple of years ago. But this Journey to Love was the first project that I put together. I wrote it, co-produced it, so it's like my baby. I had a lot of pent up issues, but Journey to Love itself is written. It's a love letter to God. I had seen a picture of the poem Footprints, and God is carrying a little girl carrying a baby, and it just reminded me of the journey that I have gone through, and God literally carried me through all of it. So it's about my journey to loving myself, learning how to receive love, and to love others. So it's my journey to love. So that's what that's about.
Okay. Now, I got a chance to check out your song, Do Unto Lovers, on YouTube. Please share our audience on what that song is all about and behind that song and that music video.
Did you see "Do Unto Lovers"? I didn't make a video for "Do Unto Lovers." Was it just the words?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, "Do Unto Lovers." I didn't actually write that song. My girlfriend wrote that song. Victoria Lockhart. She wrote "Do Unto Lovers" many years ago. I love the song. I believe it's a classic, but it's about a woman expressing her love for her man. In my case, my husband. That do unto lovers. I'm going to do unto you as you do unto me. I want to love you like I've never loved you before, because that's what I want to receive. So that's what it really is about. Do unto your lover as you would have them do unto you. So it's just an exchange.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your two other LPs, Brand New Day and Journey to Love. Please share with our audience on those two LPs.
Well, Journey to Love, as I explained on that initial single, I told you what that was about. The album itself is just, I call it my diary. There's a bunch of things that I have had been thinking about and meditating on and wanted to get it out. And so I did so in that first album. The second album, The Brand New Day, is all about this new journey that I was on, taking back my power, and the love songs that are on there. And I had a song on there called We Lose, and that one I wrote about my parents who loved each other so much. They fell apart when they were very young and didn't really have the people in their ear that they should have to direct them to get counseling and to work on their marriage. So they still to today regret that decision. And so you push, I push, you pull, I let go. It's hurting too much to hold on. I'm trying to be strong, but it's slipping away from me. And it's just, we lose. Like, you win, but we lose. So that's what that was about. So it was really a good piece of work, if I say so myself. Really good piece of work. And I really, really love that piece of work.
It's kind of like a relationship. Sometimes it does well, sometimes it
And
may not.
sometimes it doesn't, right?
Yes, and I see that every day. So it's like saying I love you, but in their heart it's saying it's something else. So I get what you're thinking. So to me, I see that every day. It's not new to me. It's not new to any of us. I've seen that
Right.
every single day. Now, you're also an actress that representing the stage, movies, and television. What was some of the
Hmm.
plays that you have appeared in, as well as some of the independent films and TV?
I've done Black Nativity. I I've done it's called Working, the musical at the Alliance Theater. I've done a few things in off Broadway in New York many years ago. Spunk, the Afeni Shakur story. So just a few things here in Atlanta and some in New York. Independent films here. I've done some background work with Tyler Perry at Tyler Perry Studios. So just a few things. I'm looking to do some major TV and film roles, hopefully in the near future. But that's what I've done thus far.
You mentioned Tyler Perry. Have you got a chance to meet him when he started
I
opening up
didn't
his
meet
new?
him. Yeah,
Never
no, I
met
didn't
him?
meet him. I went to the new studio. I didn't get to meet
Uh-huh.
him, but he did direct the scene that I was in. So I could hear his voice directing the scene, but I didn't get to meet him per se, you know.
Well, special shout out to Tyler Perry. He always
Absolutely.
brings his plays and movies and TV shows. He brings something to a very positive light that uplifts you and it moves you and it
Yeah, he's
inspires you.
amazing. It's on my dream board to work with him and hopefully get to meet him real soon. So I'm sure it'll happen.
Yes, we all know him as Medea, the character that he brings on to every
Yeah, with whom
gospel
I love.
plays across the country, and yes, here in the NYC, and also on DVD. So if we didn't get a chance to see the
Hmm.
plays, we'll get a chance to watch it on DVD. And yes, some of the movies too, and TV shows. So a special shout out to Tyler Perry. He always tried to
Absolutely.
uplift someone. When he was down and out, living in a car, and he turned
Right.
his life around, tried to bring some inspiration, what had done to him, and what he can bring and inspire to others. So special shout out to Tyler Perry. Now,
Absolutely amazing.
now, will you be doing any collaboration on any music projects anytime soon?
Not that I know of, but I'm open. I'm open to do collabs, but I don't have anyone on the roster to do collabs. I'm working on new music right now that I'm writing and producing, so we'll see.
Okay. Now, here's a question that I always ask my guests: living or dead, which artist you wish you wanted to meet or to perform with?
Oh, I definitely wish I had the opportunity to meet Whitney Houston. Oh my goodness, I was such a huge fan of her voice, her talent, her gift. Um, Prince. I love me some Prince. I wish I had a chance to meet Prince, Michael Jackson, geniuses. I wish I had the opportunity to meet them. I definitely want to meet Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, and Regina Bell. I want to meet all of those women because I grew up listening to them, and oh, it would be an honor. Shaka Khan, it would be an honor to meet them today.
Now, I got a chance to see Patti LaBelle back in
Okay.
June 2002 at the Hampton Coliseum. It was the Hampton Jazz Festival. I went with my church members.
Okay.
So then we went there on a Friday night, and Patti LaBelle had closed out. So she'll be best remembered for everything. I can tell you from experience, every time I see her
Yes.
on TV with when she's performing with Nona Hendrix and the late Sarah Dash, they were known as Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells and later changed to LaBelle.
Yes.
When I first saw them on Soul Train, they were wearing those space outfits, those wardrobes.
Yes.
I mean, space outfits and everything. And then when I've seen her perform, whether it's a gospel special that she did on PBS, and when she was appearing on Motown Returns to the Apollo on NBC, when I saw her on stage, I'm looking at that. What's that? Is that her hat that she's wearing? I was like,
That was it.
it's her hat. I'm like, what she doing? That's like,
Yes. Oh my
at first
goodness.
it was a hat, it was a real hair. I was like, oh man.
Truly iconic. Truly iconic.
And she'll be best remembered for when she gets feeling good, she'll be
take her shoes
Oh
off.
yeah, that
And
burn.
when I saw her
Yes.
in person at the Hampton Coliseum, I was sitting with my church members, and we were sitting all the way up, all the way up, the top rows, making sure no one gets hit by the shoe. So I was dressing up. I said, "I want to get that shoe. Give me that shoe."
Oh, and I also would have loved to meet Phyllis Hyman. Ugh, Phyllis, what a voice.
Yes, and we mentioned Stephanie Mills. I saw her the next night. All of her
Okay.
classics and everything. So
Yeah.
started off on Broadway on The Wiz,
Yes.
and then
Mm-hmm.
went off to superstardom, singing all of her top 10 hits.
Yes.
So gotta give it up to Stephanie as well. Now,
Yes.
here on the Black Soul Music Experience, I always ask my guests who are the top 10 R&B black artists of all time. Now, since I have you, Tawana, we're going to be doing that. The Black Soul Music Experience top 10 R&B black artists of all time. Now, here's how it
Ooh.
works. We're doing it like a top 10 countdown, like the show America's Top 10 hosted by the late Casey Kasem.
Mhm.
We start at the bottom five. We find out who is the best singer, but didn't get any recognition. In other words, they were on the record label, but they weren't promoted or marketed like they should. When we get to the
Mm.
top five, then we can find out who was the best selling artist with the best million selling hits. Did that artist receive those top 10 number one hits? Did that artist receive a gold or platinum or double platinum or triple platinum or today's diamond platinum? Did that artist receive a Grammy Award, an American Music Award, or a BET Award, or a Soul Train Award, or an MTV VMA Award? Or did that artist got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Did that artist performed on American Bandstand, or Soul Train, or the Midnight Special, or NBC Saturday Night Live, or Solid Gold? Or did they perform on some other local shows across the states? Or did they had their music video where it was aired on BET or MTV or VH1? Or did that artist had their live concert special on HBO or Showtime? Or did they have their own
Mhm.
primetime special, whether it's on CBS or NBC or ABC? Or did they have their special on PBS, whether they had on great performances, or did they had their own concert special airing during Pledge Month? So you never know if they pop up on some other appearances on prime time, on any prime time shows. You
Right.
never know where they pop up at. Or they may did some acting. You never know. So, Tawana, are you ready to
Mhm.
take that challenge?
I am ready.
Okay. All right. Who should be at number 10?
Um, Stacy Ladder Stacy Ladder.
Stacy Lattisaw. We haven't heard
Mm-hmm.
from her in a while, but she's been on the scene
Right.
since 1980 with her debut LP. That's the song called That's Dynamite. But then by the fall of 1980, she'd be best known for her slow jam love ballad song,
Yes.
Let Me Be Your Angel,
Be your
produced
angel.
by Narada Michael Walden. That was a top 10 hit. And I can tell you,
Yeah.
when that song premiered on WBLS and their sister station AM 1190 WLIB, and I've heard it some of the top 40 radio stations when we had Music Radio 77, WABC, and WNBC 66. They were playing that song, especially when we got into the Quiet Storm version during the
Mhm.
80s. They would
Yeah.
play that song at night. So that was the most requested um,
Hmm.
song airplay of that. And it should be best remembered for doing duets with Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
So
But
we'll
I don't
put
think she got her just due. I don't think. I think
right
she could have gotten a
because
gone a lot further. Yeah, she was very young.
Yes, so she had like two or three albums on Atlantic's Cotillion label and then switched over to Motown back in the late 80s, but didn't get that much for any marketing, anything. So we'll put Stacey Lattisaw at number 10. Who should be at number 9?
Let me see. I have her name on the tip of my tongue. She was another young artist. Ugh, I can't remember her name now. Um, oh, I can't remember her name. So
Was
I'm
it
gonna say
Shanice?
Shanice. That's who I was gonna say. Yes,
Yes,
Shanice.
Shanice.
Mm-hmm.
Her real name was Shanice Wilson, and no, we're not related, but
Yes.
we all know her as Shanice. She came on the scene back in 1987 with her debut song, Baby, Can You Tell Me, Can You Dance?
Mm-hmm.
And that was from her debut LP released on the A&M label. She had some other songs back then, but then again, didn't get that much marketing or
Yeah.
promotion like she
Mm-hmm.
should. And then she
So
switched over to
talented.
Motown back in
Mm-hmm.
1991 with her LP Inner Child, with her breakout hit I
Mm-hmm.
Love Your Smile. And still up to
Yes.
this day, they'll all be playing that song. And she had some other tunes back then, including 23 Ways to Grow and some other ones. Although she didn't get that much from both of the record
Mm-hmm.
companies, and that's what she'd be known as. But there's something that I saw when I was watching the Ebony Jet showcase. They were interviewing Shanice. She was in that KFC commercial with the late Ella Fitzgerald, 1980.
Okay.
And they were
Yeah.
playing that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you mean to tell me that was Shanice in that KFC commercial with Ella
Yeah, she's
Fitzgerald?
very
I
talented.
was like,
Very talented.
whoa. I was like, I was blown away. I did not know that. She also did the theme song for the comedy show One on One, which aired on UPN,
Oh,
now the
okay. I didn't know that.
CW.
Okay.
She'll be best remembered for that song. And yes, she's married to comedian Flex Alexander, who
Mm-hmm.
was the star of the show. So we're gonna put Shanice at number 9. Who should be at number 8?
I'm gonna say Tevin Campbell.
Ah, Tevin Campbell. We haven't heard from him. He came on the scene back in 1989 on Quincy Jones's LP, Back on the Block, and had a couple of tracks from that LP, and one of them which had rappers Ice-T and Kumo D, just to name a few,
Mm-hmm.
and another song, the remake of the Brothers Johnson, Tomorrow, and went on his own, had his own LP, self-titled debut LP in 1991
Mm-hmm.
that had the song "Tell Me What You Want Me to Do." When I
Yes.
saw that music video, I was like, "Yep, he's getting ready to be on Superstardom." But not that much like he was looking forward to. He
Yeah.
only had like two LPs. I mentioned the self-titled debut LP, and then he had the second one, I'm Ready. That's the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to love you forever. And a couple
Yes,
of
you better
songs
sing.
on there, including Can We Talk and all
Mm-hmm.
the other songs on there. Didn't get that
Yeah.
much that we wish that we want to have them. So we'll put Tevin Campbell at number 8. Who should be at number 7?
I'm gonna say, I don't know if you know of him, but Jesse Powell.
Ah, yes, the late Jesse Powell. Yes, he
Yeah.
had a couple of tunes
Mm-hmm.
back then, but he'll be best known for that wedding song called "You,"
Yes.
and that was the
You.
most
And
requested.
his sisters were excellent too. He had two sisters that sang background for him. They were really his sisters. They were phenomenal. But you know, of
Yes,
course, they didn't have an album. But yeah, you. I think it was you. Yeah.
yes, that was the most requested wedding song ever.
Hmm.
So we'll put the late Jesse Powell at number 7. Who should be at number six?
Um, so we said, I'm gonna say Aaliyah.
Ah, yes, Aaliyah. She came on the scene back in 1994 with her debut song called Back and Forth from her debut LP, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Album was produced by R. Kelly. She had a couple of tunes, including the song Back and Forth. And she did the remake of the Isley Brothers, At Your Best, You Are Loved. So you had two versions of it. You had the original one, and then you had the Steppers remix from R. Kelly. And Aaliyah had some other hits. She switched from the Jive record label to the background Atlantic label. Her LP, One in a Million album, was produced by Missy Elliott.
Yes.
She had a couple of tunes, including One in a Million. And then we got to her other LP, her self titled LP, Aaliyah, which had the song Rock the Boat. And that was the music video.
Yes.
And that was her final one before she passed away in that plane crash with all the music video that was taking place. So after they shot
Yeah.
the music video, they packed everything up and everything was
Yeah.
not it was. So she made her acting debut, Queen of the
Yeah.
Dam, and she won her MTV VMA, and that was her last one. So rest in peace to singer and actress
Rest in peace.
Aaliyah.
Yeah.
We'll put Aaliyah at number six. Who should be at number five?
Yeah, it's getting harder now. I'm gonna say Monica.
Ah, yes, Monica, representing the ATL. Monica came on the scene back in 1993 with her debut LP called Miss Thing, with her debut song, Just One of Them Days That a
Yeah.
Girl Goes Through, will make it inside.
Uh-huh.
They'll be out on you. Don't take it personal. Yep.
Don't
She'll
take
be
it
best
personal.
known
Yeah.
for that debut LP, for that song, Just One of Them Days. And she had some other hits, including Like This and Like That. And she had Before You Walk Out of My Life, that the best love ballad,
Yes.
everything. And she had a second LP called The Boy Is Mine. Speaking of that, she made a duet with Brandy. They both won a
Yes.
Grammy Award for Best Duet of that song. And I got a chance to see the music video. It's
Okay.
and everything. And she'd be
Yeah.
known for her other songs, including Angel of Mine. And she had some other LPs in the early 2000s. And the other album that I like was called So Gone. I'm So Gone.
Yes.
And yeah, that was the name of the album and the song produced by Missy Elliott. And it was sampling off from that other song, You Are Number One by the Whispers. So when I heard that, I said,
Yes.
wait a minute, they doing that intro sample? Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
she'll be best known for that. So hats off to Monica. We'll put Miss Thang,
Yes.
Monica,
Miss Thing.
at number five. All right, who should be at number four?
Since we mentioned Brandy, I'm gonna say Brandy. I'm gonna say Brandy for number
Okay.
4.
Yes, Miss Brandy Norwood, better known as Brandy. She came on the scene in 1993 as an actress. She made her TV debut in the TV show Thea, which starred comedian Thea Badell, aired on ABC, but only lasted for one season. And then by the time I was watching something on BET, and it was 1994, and then I said, Brandy sings? She can sing.
Right.
And her debut song was I Wanna Be Down with what you're
Mm-hmm.
going through. I wanna be down.
I
I
wanna
wanna
be
be
down.
down with you, no matter what time, what day or night
I what
is
you're
through. I
going
wanna be
through.
down. I said to myself, Brandy can sing? I was like, oh my
Yes, yes.
goodness. I
Yeah.
would never believe that that girl can sing.
And not just sing, sing, sang, sang. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, she had her debut
Yeah.
LP, her self titled debut LP, released back in 1994 on the Atlantic label. Her debut song, I Wanna Be Down, but they had two versions, the original version, and then they had the rap version with MC Light and
Okay,
Yo
yeah.
Yo and
Mhm.
Queen Latifah, the remix. She had other songs, including Baby, Best Friend, and another song with a duet with Wanya Morris from Boys to Men.
Mhm.
And it was a breakthrough smash. Million selling LP. She won an American Music Award for Best New Artist. And then by 1996, went back to acting with her another hit show, Moesha, aired on
Mhm.
UPN, now the CW, lasted for 5 seasons, and at the same time, her third LP, excuse me, her second LP, Never Say Never, with that song, The Boy
Uh,
Is Mine, and just the breakthrough hits. And she did her acting in between. She was in a movie called I Still Know What You Did last summer with Jennifer Love
Yes.
Hewitt.
Yes.
And she went back to TV. She made a guest appearance on the show Star, aired on Fox that had Queen
Mhm.
Latifah. And let me tell you, she's been around singing, acting, being a
Mhm.
mother, and all of that. So hats off to Brandy. We'll put Brandy at number 4. Who should be at number 3?
I'm gonna say, this is just R&B artists, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say Luther Vandross. That's number
Representing the,
three, right? Number three.
yes,
Number
Luther
three. Yeah,
Vandross.
Luther. Hmm.
Yes, from the NYC, Luther Vandross made his debut back in 1980 with the group Change, with his debut song Searching, and other songs including The Glow of Love. And then Luther Vandross went on to superstardom with his LP Never Too Much, with some of the songs including
Hmm.
Never Too Much and the remake of A House Is Not a Home, and some other songs that were
I
later
just found
sampled
out
by
that
the
that was a
Gays.
remake. I didn't know that was a remake.
Yes, when you hear him, he just do it like his own. He doing some remix, just like
Hmm.
Isaac Hayes. Luther did a remake of Dionne Warwick's classic, and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how long it was. 7 minutes. He made it his own. So Luther
Yes.
Vandross had made some other albums, including Forever, For Always, For Love, 1982, that had
Hmm.
Bad Boy Having a Party. Then that was part of that remake from Sam Cooke. Mix it with Bad Boy. So he'll be best known for that. He had other albums, including Give Me the Reason, which featured the title song from the movie Ruthless People, and his other ones, including Stop to Love, and his other one, There's Nothing Better Than Love, duet with Gregory Hines, and other ones, including Any Love and his remake of Major Harris' Love Won't Let Me Wait. And he had another song, including Love, Power, Power, Love. And you'll be best remembered for his Father's Day song, Dance with My Father. That was one of his
Hmm.
best songs, and just in time for Father's Day. That's the only Father's Day song that came out ever. So, the only Luther Vandross that I never knew, he'll be best remembered for doing commercials, doing jingles
Hmm.
for different types of products. But I was watching a clip on Sesame Street. I was watching it on my YouTube, and he was in that group. I said, "That's Luther Vandross." I didn't know it was Luther Vandross because I was watching the clip on Sesame Street. They had the singers. They were doing a song called
Yeah.
"Count to 20," And then when I saw Luther Vandross coming up them steps, I was like, that's Luther Vandross? Wow. I did not know he
Yeah.
was in that group A, that type. So we gotta give it up to Luther. Luther Vandross did it all. He was doing his own thing. So rest in peace to the one and only Luther
Rest in
Vandross.
peace.
Ooh, he'll
Absolutely.
be best known for that. Number three.
Number two, we're at number two, right?
Yeah,
Number
we're up
two.
to number two.
I'm gonna say Stephanie Mills. I'm gonna say Stephanie Mills.
Okay, Stephanie Mills representing Brooklyn. And yes, she made her debut on Broadway in the Broadway musical The Wiz, the black version of The Wizard of Oz. And she
Yes.
played the role of Dorothy. And yeah, they sing Ease on down the road. She'll be best known for that. And later she went on to superstardom. 1979 hit What You Gonna Do With My Lovin' from her debut LP, which also includes the songs including Feel the Fire, which is a remake. She did that remake
Yes.
from People Bryson. Also, she had some other tunes back in 1980 with Sweet Sensation and also
Hmm.
'Cause I Never Knew Love Like This Before, and some other LPs from her third LP, Stephanie, would include the hit Two Hearts with the late Teddy Pendergrass. She had some other hits during the 80s. She had some other tunes, including I Feel Good, Baby, I Feel Good All Over. Oh my goodness, she belted out everything during the 80s. So she's still performing today, and like I said earlier, I got a chance to see her perform at the Hampton Jazz Festival back in June of 2002. So we'll put Brooklyn's own Stephanie Mills at number
Number two.
two. Oh, did I mention that she was in the live version of The Wiz that was aired on
Yes.
NBC? Yes, we don't want to leave that out. So she participated
Right.
in that. So we'll put Stephanie Mills at number two. All right, who should be
Now,
at number one?
at number one. Now, I'm sure that some people may argue with me about the genre, but Whitney Houston is my all-time favorite artist. I don't care what you call her music. I'm gonna put her in here. I know that she's considered pop, right? She's considered pop,
Yes.
but
It,
yeah, she's considered pop. So okay, so if I can't use Whitney, I'm gonna say Shaka Khan.
okay. Shaka Khan, representing the Windy City of Chicago, came on the scene back in 1973 with the group Rufus and made their debut and had some string of hits during the 70s. They'll be best known for their hit Tell Me Something Good, written by Stevie Wonder,
Mm,
nominated for a Grammy. And then Shaka Khan went on her own 1978 with I'm Every Woman. And yeah, Whitney Houston did the remake too. And she
yeah.
had other tunes, including Papillon, I Feel For You, which was a top 10 hit. That was written by Prince, although it didn't become a hit for Prince, but it became a hit for Shaka Khan, nominated for a Grammy. And she had a string of hits during the 80s and 90s. So we'll
Hmm.
put Shaka at number one. Shaka
Yeah.
Khan at number one. Well,
Yeah.
Tawana, thank you so much for being here on the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. It's been a pleasure talking with you and continued success on some of the music. And hopefully, you'll come back soon, and we'd love to have you come back. Any projects that's coming up soon, you're welcome to come on back.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You
And
welcome.
for your audience, you can listen to my music at tawanalaelonline.com.
Okay, thank you for the input. Download all the
Okay.
artists that we have talked about on this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Visit iTunes.com, Spotify.com, or purchase a CD at Amazon.com. Make sure you check out Tawana Lael. Look for her music available now. Go to Tawana Lael online.com and you can check out some of her music videos, which is available right now on YouTube. And you can follow her on Instagram at Tawana Lael. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out this episode, please subscribe to the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. You can look for me on 5 platforms. Look for me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And the link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel-Wilson Jr.'s-studio. And yes, I will be posting this episode on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you have a hard time getting on to riverside.fm, then please become a member and subscribe to patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Be sure to put in your email address and your password when you get to the Patreon homepage, where you see all of the Patreon shows from different creators. Make sure you go to the search box on top and type in the Black Soul Music Experience podcast, where you can check out all of my audio and video podcast episodes and the video podcast clips that you may have missed. And if you have a hard time getting on the Patreon, that I will be posting this episode on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. If you like this episode, if you love my podcast, please subscribe, please support, please give me a thumbs up, please leave a comment, and please pass it on. Thank you for joining me as I close out this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience.
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. I'm Sam Wilson Jr. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week for an all-new episode. The Black Soul Music Experience podcast is sponsored by the support of listeners and viewers like you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Look for my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And don't forget the link. The link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel-Wilson Jr.'s-studio. And don't forget to check out my audio and video podcast episodes by becoming a member and subscribe to patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. And please check out my video podcast episodes by subscribing to youtube.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. And please leave your comments, feedbacks, and replies by going to my Facebook homepage. Go to facebook.com/the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. You can also tweet me on X, aka Twitter, at Sam Wilson Jr. 66. And follow me on Instagram at SAMM.Y2980. As always, partying, remember this. Reach for the top and your dreams will come true, and it can happen to you. From all of us, take care. God bless. Thanks for listening. Have a good week, and please be safe.